Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate Disney live-action remakes since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits and wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of hate I feel for Disney live-action remakes for this moment. For you, Lion King 2019. Hate. Hate. Hate! But The Jungle Book was pretty good. As you could probably guess from that very emotional intro, I really hate Disney live-action remakes, and I don't think that's a very controversial opinion, because basically every single person on the internet hates Disney live-action remake. That is, the smart people who have respect for animation and art. Those are the people that hate these movies. The people that don't hate these movies have no respect for 2D animation or art or movies or anything. And yeah, I really hate these movies. Like when I watched the Lion King 2019 live-action remake, which by the way, isn't actually live-action. There is no live-action in that movie. It's all animated. It should have been called Lion King Hyper-Realistic Animation. But apparently no, live-action, that makes more sense. But I was watching this movie and I was trying my best not to judge it. I was trying my best to enjoy it. I was trying my best not to hate it. Until Be Prepared happened, and it was so bad I actually walked away. This is the only movie in my human existence that was so horrible I actually walked out of because I couldn't stand it. I mean, I wasn't watching it in theaters. My brother was just playing it on Disney Plus, and I hated it so much I was like, nope, can't do this, and I walked out. The thing about these movies is that they're worse than trash. They're below trash. You wanna know why? Is because these are cheap movies. Because, objectively, these are pretty good movies. And the only reason why they're pretty good is because they're stealing from the originals. I mean, I can spend hours talking about how much I hate these movies and why I hate these movies, but everyone on the internet's already done that, so instead I'm going to talk about one of the good ones. In fact, the only good one. And that movie is Christopher Robin.
Who?
General Kenobi.
Yeah, I actually really liked Christopher Robin. I think it was really sweet, really wholesome. I loved Ewan McGregor's performance, but it's technically not a Disney live-action remake because it's an original story. So out of the really terrible, really bad Disney live-action remakes, I'd say the best one is probably The Jungle Book. Now, saying that The Jungle Book live-action remake is good isn't saying much, because it's not competing with much. And I'm not saying this is a good movie. In fact, this is still a pretty mediocre movie. But compared to the rest of it all, which is all crap, which is all trash, it's actually pretty good. Okay, the next thing I'm going to say is going to be really insane, so trigger warning for people that hate Disney live-action remakes and love the originals, prepare yourselves, okay? Buckle up. You guys ready for this? I think that the Jungle Book live-action remake is actually an improvement on the original. Yeah, I'm being serious. Yeah, it turns out the main overarching reason why I like this movie so much is because I didn't really like the original Jungle Book that much. I don't know, guys. The original Jungle Book was just kind of stupid. It was just kind of silly. Like, it was too silly. I always love silliness and goofiness in my classic Disney movies, but come on, it was just a little too nah. And also, the ending. The ending. I always hated the ending. I mean, the entire movie, Mo is just like, oh, I want to stay in the forest, I want to stay in the forest, I want to stay in the forest, and Bagheera is like, no, you gotta leave. Shere Khan, or whatever his name is, the freaking tiger, wants to kill you. And he's like, no, I want to stay in the forest, I want to stay in the forest. And then very last second, end of the movie, a girl shows up, and he's a freaking simp, and he's all like, I gotta go with the girl. Like, pfft. But in the Disney live-action remake, they actually changed the ending, so he actually stays in the forest where he truly belongs. The entire movie is him like, I want to stay in the forest, and Bagheera is like, no, you gotta leave the forest, because Shere Khan's gonna kill you. And then he's like, no, I want to stay in the forest. And he proves himself at the end, defeats Shere Khan, and now he's a true man cub, and he gets to stay in the forest. So I mean, calling this a Disney live-action remake is actually not that true, because it's actually way different. Funny enough, the Disney live-action remake for The Jungle Book was actually a lot more faithful to the original Jungle Book book. And if you didn't know, the original Jungle Book book was actually a lot darker and a lot more bleak, like all the Disney fairy tales and the books that they were based off of. I mean, hell, Bambi was basically an adult novel. Which is why when these movies first started coming out, like the Disney live-action remakes, When I was younger, I was actually really into the idea, because all the original fairy tales and books that the Disney movies were originally based off of were super dark, and it seemed like from the trailers that's what they were going for, like super dark and super gritty. But yeah, they didn't actually do that, they just made them a lot more stupid. But how about we talk about some more positives of the Jungle Book live action remake? I mean, for starters, the acting is amazing. Ben Kingsley as Bagheera, incredible. Idris Elba as Shere Khan was awesome. Bill Murray as Baloo was incredible. Christopher Walken as King Louie, sick. Scarlett Johansson as Kaa was, okay. Okay, that's one aspect about the new one that isn't as good. Obviously, Scarlett Johansson isn't as good as the original Kaa, who was voiced by the legendary Sterling Holloway, who also voiced Winnie the Pooh, Cheshire Cat, and Flower when he's adult in Bambi. But I think the best performance in this entire movie was surprisingly Mowgli. I mean, it wasn't incredible, it wasn't godlike, but the fact that this kid was acting with a bunch of CGI stuffies and a bunch of CGI green screen, blue screen things, and he was able to act that well with those things? Props, kid. Which leads into my next praise, the CGI. Yeah, it's good, it's a Disney live action remake. That's probably the only good thing these movies have. So yeah. This is a really good movie, and Christopher Robin. So basically when people say that all the Disney live action remakes are trash, they mean all of them, except for this one and Christopher Robin. Those ones are great. So yeah, that was my video. Subscribe, comment, like, do whatever you want. I'm gonna leave now. Have fun, everyone. That was supposed to be a rar, you know, because like tigers and panthers and the Jungle Book and I'll leave now.